Alright, so I got a pretty funny story for you guys today, actually, that came up when I was live streaming. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, but we were talking about skateboarding for some reason in my live stream. And then my whole chat decided to start telling stories about how they've been hurt skateboarding and wanted to ask me a couple of experiences that I have had skateboarding getting hurt. I haven't really had too many, believe it or not, besides, like breaking my skull, that whole thing. Yeah, besides that. But if any of you guys like skate or even do any other like type of shit like that, you know what getting popsicled is. You might call it a popsicle, you might call it a credit card, you might call it just getting nutted, but you know what I'm talking about, dude. I mean, it's basically like having sex with an inanimate object that you did not plan on having sex with that day. It is basically, if you're doing a trick or anything like that and your board goes straight up in the air and lands with the board on the ground and your legs, these are the legs, this is the board, you do one of these. Bang! That's called a popsicle. And somebody asked me if I've ever been popsicled, and my first experience with this was when I was like 12 years old, so it was terrible. So I probably started skateboarding when I was like 10 years old or something like that, so by the time I was 12, like I had a couple of tricks down, I was kind of fearless because, you're 12 years old, you're skateboarding, you don't think anything could ever go wrong because you're just a kid, you're just doing some shit. But no, shit does go terribly wrong a lot. And this was literally the day, this was like one of the best days of my life. I learned how to do a double kickflip, and what's up, Chips? You hopping in the video for a second? You wanna say what's up? But this is the day when I learned how to do a double kickflip, and this was like one of the best days of my life because I thought a regular kickflip was sweet because I'm 12 years old. It's like one of my first tricks, and I learned how to do a double kickflip, and I'm like, holy shit. And then where this took place at was at my old house where I used to live, and I used to practice skateboarding down our stairs off of our front porch. And listen, my driveway was gravel, and like off of our front porch was cement, and it went, and there was like a little curved like walkway to my driveway, and then there was a 3-stair, and it was all cement into my gravel driveway. And I practiced tricks into my gravel driveway because I was 12 and retarded. So I learned how to do a double kickflip, and I always used to kickflip those stairs. I used to do like little tricks down, like just little kickflips, little like shove-its and shit like that. Like nothing crazy because it's just like a little baby 3-stair in front of my house. It had to be maybe like 2.5, 3 feet high. Like it was pretty small, but it was into a gravel driveway. So what I would do is I would go into the garage and get like a sheet of wood and put it at the end of the driveway where the gravel was, so I could like land and like roll a little bit before I fell into the rocks and got all cut up and shit. So that's the boat we were in on this specific day. So I'm all hyped up. I learned a new trick and shit. I'm in my basement. That's where I like learned all my flat ground tricks when I started to skate, was in my basement. I would just skate in the basement for hours upon hours just doing flat ground tricks and trying to learn new tricks. But I would practice tricks in my basement for like hours upon hours just to like get them down, and then I would take it outside of the streets and like try to do it off my stair set because I didn't really think it was cool to do it on flat ground. I only thought it was cool if you could like do it off of something because that was sick. I mean, obviously it's really cool if you can do a trick, but if you can do it down something and land it and roll away, like that's badass. It's like the best feeling in the world, getting a new trick and like doing it off of something. That's always what I tried to do. So my little 12-year-old confident cocky ass double kick flipping smelling ass goes outside to my 3-stair on my front porch to my gravel driveway and started learning how to do double kick flips. And you know what? I never once did actually land it on this 3-stair because I think this was like one of the first couple of tries I did the entire time I was doing it. I tried it a couple times, and you get really confident once you like almost land it and you just keep trying it, balls out, just anything you can do to land the trick. Even if it looks like it's going bad, you're just gonna try to stick it midair just to try to land it. Even if the board's not like flat or anything, you're just gonna try to land it anyway. At least that's how I always was, because I just want to land the trick, and I was like fearless because I never really got hurt. But I'm sure you guys can probably assume what's coming next. I'm gonna give you like a breakdown of what happened on this in this certain situation, okay? So I'm up on my porch. I rolled down my porch because it was like downhill. It was like a downhill little walkway. It had a little curve, and then the 3 stairs, 3 set of little cement stairs, gravel driveway, piece of wood to land on to roll away into the gravel and just like jump off or whatever. So I'm rolling up, probably going really slow because it's just a little 3-stair. The stairs weren't really long. They were kind of tall, but they were kind of like, just like short little steps. And I attempt said double kickflip. And as I'm looking down on my board and I'm jumping, I see the board start to rise up and get like parallel, like with the trees and shit. Like it was sticking straight up, and I'm like, oh shit, what do I do? It's like slow motion. I can still remember this shit. And I'm up in there like slow motion. I see the board start coming up because I flipped it wrong, and I'm jumping in the air, and I had to jump pretty high because I'm short, And granted, you guys got to remember this as well. I never told you this. I was like 12 years old at the time, so I was not very tall. I was probably like maybe 4'5", 4'6". I don't know how tall are 12-year-olds. I was short, okay? So usually when you stand up with a skateboard, like right now, if I stood up with my skateboard's gonna go up to like maybe like the middle of my thigh. At this time, I was extremely short, so my skateboard probably went up to my hip. So if I'm standing next to it, my board's going to be taller than my legs, So you guys probably know what's happening. I'm coming down, my board lands on the ground before my feet do, so my board is sticking straight up in the air. And here come my little legs, and I stick on top of my board, and my legs do not even touch the ground because my legs were so short. So I'm jumping from like 3 feet in the air, and then I'm probably jumping like 2. I'm coming down from like a 5-foot jump at this point, straight onto a skateboard like this and sticking there. And I don't think if you guys have never experienced this, this is the worst worst pain. It's like you're getting raped, man, by some damn wood. That is the worst pain I think I have ever experienced in my entire life. And immediately I thought I had to go to the hospital. I thought I split my shit open. I thought I was never gonna have babies. I didn't even know if I was a guy at this point. I thought my shit was just all gone. So immediately, as I'm shitting my pants, I just dip into the house and run past everyone in my house and go immediately to the bathroom, you know, because I was like bleeding and shit. Like, it was bad. And I'm scared shitless, thinking I'm gonna have to go to the doctor and get stitches all up in my shit in like a private area, like on my gooch, man. I was like, damn, I can really not, like, what am I gonna do? Go in and tell my mom, hey mom, can you check out my gooch or see if my nuts are still there? Because I can't really see back there. You can't do that. You can't ask your mother to do that. It was like the most embarrassing thing ever. So I did not tell anybody. I just sacked it up and just let it be. Thank God I didn't need stitches or nothing, but that is like, if you guys have ever had that happen to you, dude, I'm with you, man. I know exactly what the hell you're dealing with. It is horrible, and no man should ever have to go through it, especially a little 12-year-old man who's just out here trying to learn some skateboarding tricks, but instead gets penetrated by a piece of wood. Fucking ruined my afternoon. I don't even think I ate breakfast for like 3 days after that shit. But like, honestly, like, you're a 12-year-old kid, you're having fun, you're skateboarding, you cannot go inside and tell your mother you got raped by your skateboard and to check out your gooch because you don't know if you need to. Like, you can't do that, man. At least I couldn't. That was way too embarrassing. So I just kind of like didn't tell anybody, and I'd probably just like walked funny for a couple of weeks and just never said shit about it. And that is the absolute worst time to experience it as well, because I was still young, so it frightened me for the rest of my life anytime I did a trick. As soon as I see my board coming up, ruined. I just kick it away as fast as I can and like dip. So that probably made me like a worse skateboarder going on in my years too, to be honest. I was just terrified to land anything because I thought I was about to get my shit split up and be a woman. And just the fact that my legs were so short that when I landed on the board, my feet did not even touch the ground, so the board just had that much more leverage on me, dude. Literally the worst scenario ever too. I was just a little 12-year-old kid with a dream to land a double kickflip on a step, but instead I got penetrated by a piece of wood, and it, like, I don't know if I lost my virginity that day or what, but that's a story of me being raped by a piece of wood, people. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, leave a like. Goodbye, people.